Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to do a complete review on the Hatsan 125 Sniper Vortex version. The gun is 9 pounds. It's 48.8 inches long. If you put in the butt pad spacers, it's actually 49.5 inches long. The gun comes with a silencer on the barrel with a True Glow fiber optic sight on front. The silencer is 1 1/4 inches in diameter and about 7 3/4 inches long. It's made with German steel. It's got nice bluing and fiber optic sights in the rear. They're fully micro click adjustable for elevation and windage. It has a composite stock. It's got nice rubber inlays in the forearm and the grip area. It comes with a dual dovetail Weaver scope mount rail. It comes with some pretty cheap scope rings and a 3 to 9 by 32 millimeter scope. It's a usable scope. It's not great at 20 yards. I could just about get a clear reticle and a clear objective at about 6.5 power actually, and you can see how far I had to thread the lens out to get that cleared up at 20 yards. The scope is not good in close at 20 yards, and you can just barely get a clear objective at 20 yards. So if you want to scope something at 10 yards, forget it, the scope won't work. Yeah, the gun comes with Hatsan's Quattro trigger, 2-stage adjustable. It is a very good trigger with an automatic safety. When you cock the gun, the safety goes in, and to fire, you pull out to fire. The grip area is very comfortable. It has an adjustable comb that you can raise. It's good for both left and right-handed shooters. And it's got a very nice ventilated soft butt pad. And it also comes with 3 butt pad extenders that'll extend it another 3/4 of an inch. It also has sling mounts on the front side and on the rear, and it comes with a sling. Okay, this gun is powered by Hatsan's Vortex gas piston, and it also has their shock absorber system to absorb some of the recoil. And back here we have the 2 screws for adjusting the comb for your cheek rest, and you want to make sure that you tighten them up before you shoot the gun or they will fall out. Okay. Back in May, we reviewed the spring version of this gun and was quite impressed with it, with the exception of the scope. Very accurate rifle. Now we're just going to judge this rifle on its own merits. Okay, power-wise, the gun gave me basically exactly what I was expecting out of it. Maximum muzzle energy was 27.59 foot-pounds muzzle energy, and pretty steady across the board, 26 to 27.5 foot-pounds muzzle energy. It's rated at 1,000 feet per second, shooting lead pellets, shooting the RWS Hobby 11.9 grains. It had a low of 946.1, a high of 981.5, an average of 961.8 feet per second, with a high extreme spread of 35.7, standard deviation 16.82. The spring version did not like the RWS Hobbies either. Now the most consistent pellet, unbelievably, was the Crosman Premier 14.3 grain. It had a low of 914.9, a high of 924.9, an average of 921, extreme spread 10, standard deviation 4, and 26.94 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. The most powerful pellet was the Gamo Hunter 15.43 grain. That had an average of 897.2 feet per second, a 13.92 foot per second extreme spread, generating 27.59 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. The most accurate pellet was the H&N Barracuda Match 21.14. That pellet had an average of 739.5 feet per second, an extreme spread of 11.18 feet per second, standard deviation 5, and 25.68 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. We got a .35 inch shot pattern at 20 yards with that pellet. Okay, now let's take a look at all the rest of the power readings. The silencer on this gun does extremely well. The spring version was quiet at 95.9 decibels. This gun was 2.3 decibels quieter, a maximum of 93.6 decibels. So it is extremely backyard friendly. And with the Vortex piston, you can cock it, load it, leave it cocked, and if you're hunting until you come across your prey, and you will hit what you're shooting at with this gun. Cocking effort, this gun does cock easier than the spring version. The maximum reading I got on the scale was 45 pounds of cocking effort, but that was just at the peak. Most of the readings were between 37.5 and 42.5 energy to cock. So it is much friendlier than the spring version to cock. It's a little bit more than, say, the Benjamin Trail NPXL, and you're getting just over a half a foot-pound more in muzzle energy than from the NPXL. Okay, I suppose now we ought to take a look at the accuracy. I did try this gun at 28 feet, standing, shooting from the shoulder before I mounted the scope, and I think the gun did very well. I'm not really a good shooter from the shoulder, but I had no problems with this gun, so let's take a look at that. Okay, now we've got the scope on it, and we've probably got our last warm day up here in the Great White North. So we're going to go out and do our 20-yard accuracy test, and then we'll bring it back in and sum things up. Well, I've only used one pellet so far, and I've only shot 15 shots at the target, but I'm going to give it a shot here and just see if I can do as accurately on camera as I did off camera. Now that was only shots 15 through 25, ever shot at a target at 20 yards, shooting the H&N Barracuda Hunter Extreme 19.09 grain pellets. I don't think that was too bad at all. Okay, when I came out to do the 20-yard accuracy test, I aimed right there, took one shot, the pellet landed right there, so I adjusted the scope, and then using the H&M Barracuda Hunter Extreme 19.09 grain pellets, I took 10 shots without touching the scope. You can see most of them hit within the size of a dime or even smaller. I then proceeded to do 5 shots. 2 pellets went through one hole there. That's a little bit larger than the size of a quarter, but I wasn't holding the gun quite as close to my, or as tight to my shoulder as I should. So I then did a 10 shot group, and most of them are smaller than the size of a dime. I then went to the Crosman Premier 14.3s off camera, and that group is the size of a dime for 5 shots. I then went to the H&M Barracuda 21.14 grains, and that group is smaller than the size of a dime. The only pellet that did not group well was the JSB Exact Jumbo Monster 25.39 grain, and you know, that's a 5 shot group. And then we also shot the H&N Field Target 16.36 grain. That's a pretty decent group, and this one was very tight. It's a JSB Exact Jumbo Heavy. You can see I missed myself with that shot right there, but the other 4 shots are right there, less than the size of a dime. I have never had a gun out of the box. There was only about 80 shots fired before I started doing the target shoot, and shoot 6 different pellets so well. It is just unbelievable. Okay. I had only shot this gun about 80 shots. I did about 20 to make sure that everything was cleaned out, and then about 60 shots over the chronograph, and then just 1 shot to see where it was heading, adjusted the scope, and got straight to the target practice. And this gun was incredibly accurate, and this gun is what a air gun should be. Just about every pellet I put in it shot accurately. Out of the 6 pellets I tried, there was only 1 that wasn't really accurate, and they were accurate, more accurate than most other guns are, being that new. And H&N Barracuda match 21.14, a 0.35 inch shot pattern, center to center. Dime is 0.7 inches, so that's half the width of a dime, and with no flyers either. You know, I got some really good accuracy tests with the spring version of the 125 Sniper, but always seem to have at least 1 flyer. This one, no flyers. This gun is less hold sensitive than any other of the Ultra Magnum Springers that I have shot. And like I say, that is what an air gun should be. It doesn't make any difference what pellet you put in it. You can shoot it and hit your target. And that's what air gunning is all about. And this gun is the first one that I have ever seen to do that. And I am just very impressed with this gun. And even though it's a $300 gun and it comes with a suspect scope, you are getting both power and accuracy and versatility and stealth on a good trigger. I don't know of any other gun that puts all that together in one package. So if you want a really good gun that's going to perform well and do all the little things right, this gun is the gun. Thank you for watching this review.